Welcome to Invest. We'll talk about investing, finance, and professional development. As the recording time of 11:09 a.m. on Eastern Time, Ethereum contract $2,959, up about 0.67% so far. Respect over crypto markets, see clearly we are relatively green today, but with respect to the altcoins side of the house, is definitely more prominently up at the moment. Across the spectrum, if you take an average, it's approximately like 5% upward right now, while the key coins, both Bitcoin and Ethereum, are just gliding on a sideways fashion, comfortably laying in between levels. So they're levitating in between two resistance levels that we have identified so far. So we'll dive into it. On the media front, I don't really see anything specific that's driving the needle. So let's just dive into technicals without wasting more time. So at the current moment right now, Ethereum is in between levels again, right? We are approximating from the 3,000 mark, which is $40 away from now. But the real the flat number that typically lay around is like 3,050, right? After 3,050, we're gonna glide up to the 3,158. That's the next level we need to get up to, right? So right now we are 100 above the 2,859, in between, right, the levels that we identified so far, right? So do we see more buying pressure to keep going? Is the reversal real? That's the main question that we've been getting so far, right? I would say we're not completely out of the woods yet, despite the positivity that we see among the entire crypto market and the equity market. Obviously, with respect to the FOMC meeting, that was the main catalyst driving this sell off. And also with respect to the Ukraine Russian war, the sanction dynamics among international, spectrum, on top of the COVID, seems like it's breaking out in respective regions of the world, especially China. They're like in a lockdown right now. Drive a lot of negative media affectation and stir. So we've been extremely, I don't know if extremely is the right word, but overreacted, exponentially. And we've also been trying to price in the interest hikes for the FOMC meeting, right? We know that we're going to have 6 interest hikes coming. And we've been basically trying to bake in the whole entire couple weeks ahead of the meeting, which subsequently drove the correction that we saw, right? But right now, we have leaped down for quite some time, right? For Ethereum specifically, you see like one, two, three, and this is just a span of what, a month, right? We basically leaped down to 3 resistance levels downward, so we're still in a bear trend. We got to the first level right now, but for us to keep going to confirm the reversal fully is the 3,158, right? So in your gut feel, right, based on the technical, with the 60 out of 70, large separation between, do we see, the probability actually going up to the 3,158? I would give that like a low probability. I would give that like maybe 15 to 20%, just based on what we see in front of us. I mean, also the Bollinger Bands is also showing that the peak that we could actually get to is the 3,050, which is exactly the level we talked about, right? So this is a sanity check that we are applying logics right now. I don't really think we will actually be able to get up to the 3,150 anytime soon. We need to come back down ideally to the 285 to 2,850. Ideally retest again the 2,650 possibly. We might just hover in between, right, the 2,750, but we need to come back down to cool back down the RSI and allow the MACD to cross back down to have a depth cross first and then recuperate from there. So I think that's where we're going to be seeing the momentum. I don't think we will have a shot of actually keep going. This is a relief rally combined with the Vitalik Buterin news and also with respect to just rotation, among fund managers driving this. So this is short lived. Again, this is just a relief rally in the bear market that we're still in. So definitely try to be thoughtful about incurring your risks if that's something that you think about buying at the moment. Bitcoin is even it's a little bit more bearish in comparisons to Ethereum, despite the surging pressure we've been having so far. We need to get up to the 44 was the next level. We're the 42. but that's not the real level, right? You could see that it's a relatively weak one in comparison. We need to get above to the 44 to keep going as a next level, and then 48 from here with the 55 out of 70. We need to ideally cross downward to the 40 again. Ideally going back to, I think 37,500 will be like a kind of a stretch from here, but I think 38,500 will be a good level to bounce from. So I think that's where we're going to be going down to and then coming back up, and that will allow for the continuation of the uptrend, right? Because right now we just try to form the escalator upward at the moment. Dogecoin, it seems like we will try to show me something right now, but I don't know what's going on. There we go. Dogecoin, let's see. At 12 cents at the moment, with the 50 out of 70. So I think ideally somewhere from 11 to 1066 below is more logical. I don't think right now is the best level to be buying in at the moment. So something to think about. It seems like, Dogecoin is just being dragged up because the overall altcoin market and the key coin markets are going up. So that's why it's kind of following the same pattern. It's a drag effect, nothing micro affectation driven. Cardano's up about 4.2% at the 51 out of 70. Good separation. Not the best level to get in. I would say anything 78 to 75 from here. Solana up about 5% so far at 93. Anywhere from basically 79 to 50 from here with the 54 out of 70. It's okay level right now, right? Anywhere from 85 to 75 is logical to buy the dip, right? And right now, again, Solana is not really driven by its own affectation. It's because the market is being dragged up. That's why it's going up right now. So be thoughtful about this. XRP is up about 3.7%. Again, the next comfortable level is 79. So we're basically gliding on a sideways fashion at the comfortable level. I would prefer anywhere from like 63 to 57 from here at the 60 out of 70. Right now is still... I mean, it's good if we just glide here for a while, for a long time, but eventually it's gonna break and it's gonna come back down eventually because people will lose patience. So 69 to 57 is where I would, personally even think about incurring. Polkadot is up about 5%, 1640 to 14, the 60 out of 70 right now. So this is not the best level to buy yet. ALGORAND, at the 50 out of 70, I like anywhere basically from, I would say 70 all the way down. So we're like, okay, 77 if this is something that you believe in long term. Shiba Inu is a small coin, so that's why it's more propelled to be surging the way it is, right? And at the moment we formed a golden cross recently at the 55 out of 70. Again, right, low 2000s, which if you got in, that was the level to buy in, right? Low 2000s, 1400 to 900. But it seems like the 2100 mark has been a relatively consolidated level, so not terrible in terms of incurring risk, because it seems like that's like pretty much like the new bottom in a technical perspective, based on the historical consolidation zones that we've been quite concentrating around that level. But again, for me, Shiba Inu is I don't know enough about Shiba Inu in a substantive fundamental perspective. So if I was to like really have to buy, 2100 is where I would be putting my money in. Polygon's up about 2.5%, anywhere from 143 to 120. AVAX up about 5%, 59 to 50 would be where I would be buying it. The reason we're surging right now is because of the golden cross. At the same time, we are trying to form a cup and handle. So for AVAX to keep surging, we have to go up to the 98 as the next level, and then subsequently we'll be going all to 115, right? Do you think at the 63 out of 70 and the large separation on despite the cross that we form, have a shot of actually keep going? I think I'll give that low probability that we could actually do that. But who knows, right? It's been, this is a relief rally combined with the positive micro affectation news, but overall the market is definitely at a relatively higher risk than ever, so definitely be thoughtful about this. Luna is at 91 right now, just lingering because the overall market's up. But this is still, relatively overbought at 60 out of 70. And at the same time, I we've been surging for a relatively long time. Whatever goes up really, really fast. This took how long? Like, not even like a week, like less than a week to get up here. And we've been trying to linger on, right? And it seems like we're trying to form a head, shoulder. And if we have a secondary shoulder, we're going to sell back down eventually. So definitely be careful with Luna. Definitely high risk at the moment. So seems like Weeble's trying to show me something again. So that's it really for today. Let me know if you have any questions on this Saturday, and also have a good weekend for those that are out. And appreciate you for hopping on a call. I feel like I'm in a meeting, but let me know if you have questions and take care. Bye.